Welcome to the Shortcut Live, your daily tech show, your daily consumer tech show. We are live right now, despite the time zone change or despite the daylight savings time change, where we're going to be even joined by Adam, who did not know about that. We have a jam-packed show for you today. Check out theshortcut.com. We have our awards for Mobile Congress on the site. It's one of the top stories there. But let's go to the rundown right away. Jam-packed show, because we're talking about MacBook these days, but there may be a new MacBook besides that MacBook Neo that you may want to hold out for. It's MacBook Ultra rumors starting the top of the show, but we're also going to dive into some of your favorite video game topics, including the next Xbox. So there's a code name for the new Xbox that's happening, that's out there. So we don't know when exactly it's coming out, but there's some rumors, and we'll go over that. LG is launching a bunch of TVs, and we finally have the pricing. This is one of the top stories over the weekend on the Shortcut. So if you checked out our Substack, you've seen this, but if not, buckle up for some price information. And then next is leaks regarding, as I say, the iPhone Ultra. So a little bit snap back to more Apple rumors. So a bunch of Ultra things happening, whether it's MacBook or iPhone. And then finally, Nintendo, not Nintendo of America, it's Nintendo versus America. They're having a lawsuit about tariffs. So let's welcome my co-host on the Shortcut. We have Max Bondano right over here. Yep. And then Kevin Lee. And then Adam. Adam, welcome to the show.
If there's one thing you can say about our team, it's that professionalism is above all else. We communicate well.
Don't worry, the sound will catch up with him an hour later.
We'll tell each other what's going on, but no.
Adam got here 40 seconds before the show started because apparently we had a time zone change here, or not a time zone change. I should say, the hour adjusted based on daylight savings time. Yes. And that does not happen in the UK for what, another 2 weeks, Adam?
Yeah, a while.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and obviously no one taught me that because I'm American too. So I should just know that, apparently.
I pinged you like 10 minutes before we started, and I was like, hey, you coming on the show? You're like, absolutely. Yeah. Just stepped away for a minute.
Just decompressing a bit.
No, but like Adam's way more American, I think, than all three of us combined, and we live here. So I'm just really impressed that he didn't know about daylight savings time.
It's true.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, I should take my American flag down from outside my house. Really.
But what are you doing, dude?
It's not good enough.
Clearly.
So welcome to the show, everybody. We are live on Substack, which is a growing platform for us. We're live on X, formerly Twitter. We're live on Instagram, and we're live on YouTube. We're a daily consumer tech show. We're coming at you every day, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and then whatever hell time it is in the UK right now, because no one knows, not even Adam. So,
does time even exist over there? No.
It's the land of make-believe.
I told you this before. You invented time.
You invented time.
Timeline.
You invented time.
You know what's really funny about that? The clips that are, fed to us through AI generation that Substack tries to give us, it always makes up a headline, and it was your quote in the subject. We invented time. So the other one was I'm a lawyer, which we didn't know that about you, Adam, or you have a law degree.
I went to law school.
That was sort of isolated.
That wasn't a bad accent, Max. That wasn't bad.
I was hanging out with Reese too much.
We got to see Reese at Mobile Congress. He is our contributing editor. He, contributes to the Shortcut daily. We thought Adam made him up because Adam hired him, and I gave the green light. But I've never seen a picture of Reese, so I just thought it was Adam double dipping on his salary. So it's good to know he's a real person or an actor you paid to come to our hotel and hang out with us.
It's an expensive ruse I'm playing on everyone here. I'm not gonna lie. He commands a high day rate, but
we took a picture with him, so he was game to at least do that. So I'm sure that comes more for that after. So all right, let's get to our top story. Apple's reportedly prepping a MacBook Ultra for later this year. They just had the MacBook Neo. Well, new. That's for college students and people who want something affordable, starting at the $599 price level or $499 with the education discount. This one is going to be, they're going to have some product differentiation where they're probably going to charge more and give you features that you just can't get in the current MacBook Pros or the MacBook Air. Max, you've been writing about this. Tell us how they're trying to squeeze a little bit more out of what you're currently getting on that M5 Pro, M5 Max, MacBook Pro out there currently.
Yeah, so this is the big rumored upgrade that you and I have been waiting for a while. We've been sitting on some older MacBooks. We're looking to upgrade at some point this year. This new one has been rumored to have a touchscreen, a slightly thinner design, dynamic island, like a bunch of different hardware upgrades, new chips, obviously. But we thought this was just going to be the new MacBook Pro. Like this is just like the evolution. This is what Apple's been building towards for a little while now. Turns out this might be an entirely new MacBook. So it might be called the MacBook Ultra as like a sort of way for Apple to make an ultra premium version of their laptop. I guess there's room for that in the lineup. I feel like the Pro is already pretty high end. But it seems like they may want to stick to, sort of pricing those around the $2,000 mark. This one's probably going to cost around $2,500 to $3,000 starting, more than likely. And it seems that they want to get more into doing even higher end versions of their products. So Bloomberg had a huge report out over the weekend from Mark Gurman saying that Apple is now exploring new Ultra products. So they may be doing new MacBook Ultra, new iPhone Ultra, AirPods Ultra, bunch of new Ultra stuff, which I find extremely interesting.
They love to stick to a product name, and this is the first time I think they're introducing the term Ultra to anything, right? So that's a big deal. I think the big headline out of this is the touchscreen that it may have, right? Because I mean, my parents, when I got them a MacBook, the first thing they did was they saw Touch ID on the screen to set it up, and they took their thumbprint and put it on the screen, right, during that setup process. And I was like, what are you doing? And then I realized they're so used to their iPad. This is a product, that if the touchscreen ever comes to down the line for their type of MacBook, this is something that is intuitive, that is going to bridge the gap between iPad and MacBook, some of that functionality. What do you think of a touchscreen?
I'm not crazy about it. I've used plenty of like Windows touchscreen laptops before. I think the most I would ever use the touchscreen was just like to open an app in like the dock.
See, I think it's for a younger generation than your generation. That's what it is.
Which
my generation.
Yeah, but I'm also just like, I'm 25. I feel like I should be using touchscreens on my laptop a lot, and I just never felt inclined. I'm such a keyboard and mouse guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people that use the MacBook are those types of people because Apple's just never offered it. So they have never experienced that. So once they do add it, do we think people are just going to start poking at their screens all the time?
I think if the software lends itself to the touchscreen, it will help. I was editing a video over the weekend, and I had to go transfer it to my iPhone because the way to do it in Final Cut, what's that?
Is the interface better on the iPhone?
It just lends itself to touch.
Okay.
Because I was trying to edit it in Final Cut, and I used CapCut in the end, and it was so much quicker because I was able to take two thumbs and stretch it out between two endpoints. In Final Cut, using a keyboard and mouse, it was like using anchor points and a bunch of numbers, and I was just like, this is not intuitive at all. So I could see, especially a newer generation, going, no, I'm used to using an iPhone or an iPad to manipulate, whatever's on the screen. So I think in certain instances, this could be really helpful. And I mean, you can upsell me on a MacBook Ultra. If you're going to convince me that it gets my work done more quickly, I will buy that in a heartbeat. So I'm day one on that. It's something I do appreciate about the Windows laptops for those rare instances. I think Apple will have to bring their software game to make that a reality. But I would buy that.
Yeah, and macOS is supposed to be optimized in the next version for whatever this mysterious MacBook Ultra is going to be. So once you touch the screen, all the controls will get like a little bit bigger. That way, like they're not microscopic and you're just like trying to hit like little menu buttons or anything. So I don't know. It's going to be like a weird year for the Mac. I feel like it's going to open up a lot of different experiences. I think different types of people are going to be interested in buying it. It's going to be a wildly like different product than what Apple has shipped before.
And I think with the rumors that Apple CEO Tim Cook may retire this year, they're just bringing a whole new generation of products, a whole new audience out there with that MacBook Neo. So they're doing some product differentiation between, that $599 MacBook Neo and this Ultra product that they're rumored to be coming out with later this year. It's making me anticipate it, but at the same time, I know one thing we probably won't get, which is cool colors, because it's always regulated to the cheap products.
Are you saying that you don't like space gray MacBooks?
You know what? My 10th one in a row? No, not.
Space gray, silver, and that's it.
Get me citrus.
Come in black.
You want a citrus MacBook Ultra?
Come in space black.
I can't hear you.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Anyways,
I think he was saying something about space black. Space black is cool.
Yeah.
Like that's an interesting color for the Ultra, I suppose.
The coolest
You know
color
what
they
I
have
want?
is what?
Orange.
Sky? Is that like sky blue? Or
Yes,
is that, yeah.
but give me like a cosmic orange MacBook Ultra.
Sold day one.
Will fork over my entire wallet, my social security card.
It's so
everything.
surprising that they don't just cater to the pros with colors.
Why don't we have a pure white one either? Like just
Right.
a pure white one? Because my original MacBook back when I was at university, which was like 1943, that was pure white and it was lovely. And obviously white is the Apple brand still with the AirPods and all the rest of it. I'm really digging PC gaming's really moved to like a matte white kind of setup. Just give me a really crisp, crystal clear white MacBook, like an actual white one.
They haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
It's like the plastic MacBooks from back in the day.
Yeah.
Speaking with Adam, let's move on to the Xbox Project Helix. That was announced officially, so that's not a rumor, but there's tons of rumors to go with this next Xbox because it feels like Microsoft is bowing out of the video game console race in a big way. Lots of leadership changes, lots of software emphasis these days where they're releasing some of their star games on the PlayStation 5. So are they still in this? And who's going to take them seriously, Adam?
Well, this is it. This, for me, is Microsoft's last opportunity to get it right. If this generation goes wrong, and it's shaping up like it's going to go wrong, then for me, the Xbox brand is over. It's obviously on life support at the moment, really. If you look at it, yes, people argue the Xbox is still there. They're still getting games, Game Pass, etc. But everyone's jumped ship from the brand. People are either building a gaming PC, they're buying a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2, or specifically, everyone bought a PS5 this generation. So Microsoft's next strategy, and I kind of like it simply because I do believe Xbox and PlayStation have become too similar recently. And if it's a similarity contest, most people, particularly in Europe, particularly in Asia, are going to go with PlayStation. Obviously, Microsoft has the Team USA support still, which is kind of feigned this generation, but that always did well in the States. So Microsoft needs to separate itself from the competition. And its big gamble is this Project Helix, which has actually been around for a while. So it's interesting that they're using this term for the code name for the next console. But essentially, it's going to be a hybrid approach. It's going to be a console that's basically a PC, to the point where apparently the Xbox games, developing specific Xbox games will no longer exist because it will just be PC games on a PC platform hidden behind a console-like interface. So even the idea of, it's an Xbox game, it needs Xbox code to run, that won't even exist. So it's going to be able to play Xbox games, hopefully all your previous ones, Xbox One games, Xbox 360 games, original Xbox games, and these new games, but it's also going to offer PC storefronts like Steam, Epic Games, you name it, Blizzard Store, whatever their launcher's called. And the hope is basically that you'll have your libraries you can take everywhere, everything you buy is seamless, wherever you want a game, you'll be able to do so, there'll be no barriers. And that's how they want to lock you into Xbox. Now, for me, I don't think that's enough. Because what sells, the reason we picked up Nintendo Switch 2 is Mario games, Nintendo first-party games,
Software.
Xbox games, software. The reason people buy a PlayStation is still for God of War, the Horizon games, Gran Turismo.
Uncharted.
And for Xbox, Uncharted, yeah, it used to be Forza Horizon and Forza and Gears of War and Halo, you name it. When you remove a company's hardware, like the software from the hardware, etc., like Apple, if Apple were just like, we're going to sell the iPhone, but it also launches Android.
Right. Or if iMessage came to Android, there would be a whole heck of a lot less reason to have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So that walled garden approach works for Sony with the PlayStation, but if they're just giving away the store with Halo on PlayStation 5, that's Microsoft's, just biggest franchise. You can get it on any platform, then why buy an Xbox? And that's really what people have been wrestling with, especially after spending $500, $600, $700 on an Xbox. It's like, well, why do I need this hardware? Because I could have the Sony games with the PlayStation 5, but also the Xbox games on there as well. So what do you think about Steam Machine, right? Which, Valve is going to come out with this almost PC hybrid approach later this year. It's delayed because, the RAM issues that the industry has faced in the tech industry. But I'm wondering what's really the difference. It seems like Microsoft is kind of just not in it, right, when it comes to placing a lot of emphasis on the future, right, besides this code name that got revealed. And Valve, with their Steam Machine, is going full force and actually has a trajectory and a game plan.
And exactly that. Valve could beat Microsoft to the punch with the Steam Machine, which is essentially a PC in a console form factor, nice and small, fits under your TV, should be powerful enough for most people, plays all your Steam games, it'll connect with the Steam frame, it'll connect with the Steam Deck that you might already own, and Steam is still the biggest storefront by a mile. Microsoft will try and push Windows Store or Microsoft Store, whatever they've renamed it to now. Everybody hates that. No one buys games from there. If you buy games from the Microsoft Store, the Windows Store, you need to go to see a doctor and get your head checked. Something's wrong with you. That, to overcome the power of Steam and the flexibility it offers, and people have got achievements on there, they've got communities on there, they've got mods on there, they've got friends on there, it usually has the best prices. And then to give you a tiny little box that goes on the TV, and then Microsoft's pitch is, here's another box, which will be bigger and rumored to be at least £1,000 as well, or $1,000. Sorry, I'm English. $1,000 plus. Who are you going to go with? You've got most people have their libraries on Steam Machine.
Adam, usually I tell people not to apologize for anything that just not that big of a deal. Do apologize for being English. That is a something that we welcome here.
Yeah, that's our first sound clip.
We should find out more about Project Helix at GDC 2026, which basically takes place from today to March 13th. There's going to be loads of talks about the future of Xbox and the future of play and why you should develop for this console where you can basically put it on multiple platforms. Best way to look at Project Helix is it could be out next year, as early as next year. I think Steam Machine is going to beat it to the punch. It's going to be more expensive than an Xbox console we've ever seen, and it really is the last chance saloon for Microsoft. I'm not confident.
Okay. I feel like it's a tortured significant other or spouse where you're just like, it's the last time, I swear.
Yeah.
And just welcome Microsoft back each time.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've heard this before.
Exactly.
GDC is happening in San Francisco, GDC 2026. That's Game Developers Conference. That's March 9th, which is today, to the 13th. So maybe we'll see something from that this week. So stay tuned for more on theshortcut.com, which is the #1 consumer tech site on Substack. All right. Thank you. Let's move on to LG TV prices. This is a sale, but not actually. It's just their launch prices that are going up. It ranges from $1,399 all the way to $24,999. That is
Matt's price range, and then it's Adam, Kevin, and Max's price range, and we're the lowest end.
Oh, please, Adam, you're getting last year's TV at that lowest price. Speaking of Adam, do you have any Nintendo costumes for tomorrow?
Do I have a Nintendo costume?
Yeah, from something from the Mushroom Kingdom.
I don't believe I do, which is surprising.
How were you a former
I know.
marketing
Should've walked away with
executive?
something.
I'm giving you an executive
But
title.
then I met
from
my
Nintendo.
beautiful wife to be, and she was like, "Get rid of all your childish toys and
No.
things."
Wow.
So, no, I never. To
That
be
was the
fair.
right move.
Actually, no.
That
I
was
tell
good
a lie.
advice.
I tell
do
a
you got?
lie. I have a. Do you remember they did a collaboration with Vans? You know the brand Vans.
Yeah.
I actually have, and it's really nice actually. The Nintendo Vans jumper, so I can wear that. And I also have a Nintendo sweatshirt, is what you guys call them, from the New York store.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead, Max.
What do they call sweatshirts in England?
jumpers.
Jumpers.
Yeah.
I had to
Better,
deal with
it's
this at Tech Radar all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
It's
just
very
sweat in it all the time. A sweatshirt is a
very,
very specific product, and you guys have just you guys have a habit of taking a brand or an idea and
You
then
guys.
applying it to all of it.
Mhm.
A sweatshirt isn't every single jumper. So if you actually look into the design, it's really boring. But I watched a clip on the sweatshirt, and it comes with a special V that wicks away sweat. It's boring.
Okay.
It's boring.
Adam.
Say,
It's,
how
it's just
long? I feel like this is like Kevin reciting the driver name again.
Adam. This is a very cack-handed way of thinking about things, and now he's gone.
He's going
We're
out.
getting a blackboard for all this classification of things.
I'm
Mhm.
back.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
phone is going to be the death of me. But carry on.
Okay, so tomorrow is Mario Day, which is March 10th. Yeah, Adam is 1 hour behind what his normal schedule, so excuse him for going blurry. All right, bring me through this, Kevin. LG has prices for their TVs for their 2026 OLED lineup.
Mhm.
We got some hands-on time recently. Walk me through this. What did you see, and what are the prices that are coming out? Are we seeing price increases across the board?
So actually, prices are the same across the board, and actually, there's one TV that's like $200 cheaper. It's like one of the bigger LG C6s.
Okay.
So the first thing we're seeing is actually the W, which wasn't price announced, but this is a wallpaper TV. We got to see at CES, but we didn't get that much content. This is its art mode. Basically, you get like the still art, just like the frame TV from Samsung. Now that I'm playing Mario Kart on it, it's super sick. It's super thin. It's less than 10 millimeters. It's 9.9 millimeters thick, but it plays games at 4K, 165 hertz with VRR, with HDR, and all the R stuff. Looks great. Now the biggest TV, of course, is going to be the LG C6. Which is going to come any second. It's the basically 4K gaming TV for everyone. It has the 165 hertz, and now this year it's actually getting the tandem OLED screen, but that's only if you buy the bigger screen version. So you need to buy a 77-inch or 83-inch to get the tandem OLED. If you buy a smaller one, you still only get the W OLED. You can sort of see the difference here. The right one is the C6, the bigger. Oh, actually, left one is it's the bigger C6. That's a B5 or B6 next to it. That's the regular W OLED, and you see there's like a little bit more color contrast, a little bit more definition between the colors. And it's also brighter. This is just some Hades 2 on the C6. This is the bigger one again. This is tandem OLED. Yeah.
Kevin, did you bring your own consoles with you? And are
Yes,
you
I
the
did.
only one? Are you the only one to do that from the tech?
I am the only one who
Yes.
brings them
know.
around. Yes. I'll be,
So it has VRR, HDR, SDR. I think you're 1 R away from having to dress up as a pirate and just
R.
Rs,
Yes. Yes.
but very cool
Yeah.
to see. Yeah, I don't know who's going for that LG G6 97-inch at $25,000. It's $1 short of being 25K. That is extreme.
Yeah.
My 98-inch TCL TV is not that expensive. So if you're looking for a bargain, I know it's not G6 status, but still,
Still pretty good.
that's quite
Right.
a pretty penny.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at the G6. So what may shock you is one of these images is actually not 4K. It's actually 720p and SDR upscaled to 4K with HDR. Can you guess which one it was?
I'm gonna say I can't guess at all because this video is really compressed.
Yeah,
It's
that's
compressed,
the right
and
answer.
also you were looking at it on tiny monitors. So, but I'm sure you could tell in person, especially when playing games.
Well, it's actually you could not tell.
Oh.
In fact, the one that was upscaled and remastered to HDR, it was brighter. There was like more color contrast. It was like more exaggerated. But yeah, it was very impressive. This is thanks to the new processor and their dual AI processing for HDR remastering.
My favorite part of going to all these events, I think we were in Barcelona when this briefing happened with LG. So Kevin went on his own. Is it's when they have side by side comparisons with like a Samsung or a TCL, and LG will always have people from Korea showing you the comparison, and then they're like, I don't understand why Samsung does this. This is, they want to try, but they're not really trying hard enough. This is what we do. This is what they do.
Yeah.
And they're almost anxious for Samsung.
I was gonna say that is like the epitome of every TV briefing that we go to.
Yep.
It is product executives showing us the new TVs compared to all of their competitors lined up, and they're like, "Can you believe what the f these people do? Like, why would they tune it this way? Look at how great our TVs are."
Right.
Like it's the same thing every time we have a briefing. It's so funny.
The emotion that LG product managers exhibit for Samsung, but it's really just
It's
a
nuts.
backhanded compliment. Like, they're trying, but I don't know why they do this. Right?
It's just like a few years behind us. That's okay. No, look at our brand new TV.
Right? They all do it too. Sony.
Meanwhile, Samsung has like the exact same TV in their lineup this year.
Mhm.
It's so funny.
So these product inside, it's a little inside baseball in these product briefings, but we get a kick out of it. We don't fall for
Right.
because we get the TVs in. We have an office where we're getting more and more TVs in, and we're going to have a big 6 TV shootout, a little comparison. So coming to you very soon as we get all 6 in.
Yep.
All right. Did the iPhone Ultra just leak? So we're going back to a little bit more on the Apple Ultra rumors. This could be called the iPhone Fold or the iPhone Ultra. We might have seen this from a name we see in the rumors game every once in a while, Sonny Dixon. Tell us about these CAD, drawings or CAD renders that are out there, Max.
Yeah, so we see iPhones, Samsung Galaxy phones and stuff leak in this way probably every year right before they come out, like 6 to 7 months prior. They generally will show off like what the final design could look like. So in these pictures from Sonny, we see what looks like it's probably the iPhone Fold. It matches the description of every leak that we've seen so far. Passport style shape. You have a screen on the front with very minimal bezels, 2 cameras on the back, a huge, like really wide folding screen. There's clearly a line in the middle of it. Apple's supposed to be getting rid of the crease this year. We'll have to wait to find out to see if that's true or not. But yeah, no, this looks like every single leak that we've heard about regarding the iPhone Fold. The only thing that we are still questioning is what its name could be. And Mark Gurman at Bloomberg in his MacBook Ultra report also said this phone could be called the iPhone Ultra. So Apple might not even like brand it as a folding phone. They might just be like, this is just the best iPhone you can have.
That the naming convention would be consistent, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to cater to that higher end market where they just launched a bunch of reviews, and we'll be having one coming soon for the iPhone 17e. That's a $600 phone.
Yeah.
For the lower end market, which they're catering to in the spring, it feels like, and then the fall has that higher
premium
end
stuff
consumer gets their fill of. I'm kind of wondering if they come out with an iPhone 18 and 18e plus or whatever the Air will be.
So far, yeah. So next spring, the rumor is the iPhone 18 and iPhone Air 2. So far, at least. We don't know for sure, but it seems like that's how it's going to shake out.
Okay, that is was a rumor we heard at least once, if not twice, that the cheaper end iPhones will be in the spring, but they usually have 4 devices. We'll see if that shakes out this fall or not. So we'll know in September.
Yes.
That's
iPhone Ultra will probably ship with iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. They will be just normal, candy bar like phones, bunch of cameras on the back, big batteries, chunky designs, and then the Ultra will be the foldable iPhone that we've all been anticipating. I know Matt is going to upgrade on day one because he is really excited about this phone. Every time we bring it up, he's like, oh, I'm definitely going to switch this year.
I really like my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7,
Yeah.
but it does not get iMessage without jumping through a bunch of hoops.
Yes.
And I don't jump through those hoops anymore. So therefore, when I text people, I usually have to carry around my iPhone as well, which,
Yeah.
The iPhone S26 Ultra review should be coming tomorrow. Kevin and I are going to shoot some photos. Surprise, Kevin, that's the rest of your day. And we're going to have that review out tomorrow. So stay tuned to subscribe to our Substack, theshortcut.com. All right. Let's go to the fact that, let's do PS5 game reportedly exclusive again. Lots of single player games coming at them. PS5, they had some multiplayer titles on PS5 and PC. It seems like Sony's pulling back on that strategy. I'm wondering, what do you think of this? They're still coming out with this PC ready DualSense control, giving their strategy change. But what do you think of these exclusives again, kind of doing the exact opposite of what
Yeah, well, that's like you said, it is the opposite approach. They kind of copied Microsoft, who started to release their games on PC day one, and we've seen just a bigger push in general for developers and publishers to want to put their games on PC as well, because it's just such a growing market and they can make more money, and companies and shareholders like money. Sony had a bit of more of a reserved approach. They would generally bring their single player games a year or so after they released on PS5, but as they're kind of finding out, a bit like Microsoft, the flip side of all that extra money is you kind of devalue the console, and a lot of people will just go, I'm not going to buy a PS5, I'm going to buy a PC, the games are coming anyway. The rumors are now that they're pulling back on that strategy. They are going to release multiplayer titles because it makes sense. You want to have as big a player base as possible when a game launches. That's the health of the game. You need people playing it for it to survive. Like Helldivers 2 did very well. Marathon's another game that's multi-format, to be fair, but a good example. But then, after this report emerged, they have, like you said, released a PC-ready DualSense controller. And don't get your hopes up. It's not like specially designed or anything. It literally just comes with a nice long USB-C cable, because if you do use the DualSense on PC, to get the adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback, basically all of the games, even the ones that Sony makes, requires you to play wired. That's a bit annoying. I've tried it myself. It works really well, but very few let you play wirelessly. So that's all it is. I think it's $74.99, which is the usual price. If you need a long USB-C cable, do people not have those? You can get that bundle as well. And yeah, I think Sony have released a lot of PC-focused hardware. They've got the InZone division, which does a lot of like esports stuff. They've got Monitor coming out. They've got Pulse Elevate speakers coming out. They're clearly invested in PC, but now they're trying to find this difficult balancing act of going, we want to put our games out, we want to make more money, but we don't want to devalue our main product, which is PlayStation. So we'll see how that goes. Microsoft's obviously going completely the opposite direction.
Looks like we got Boom in the Sky commenting, what's up, gents? I'm driving home from Utah, back from Florida at the moment. Yeah, that sounds safe. Adam from Anchor is tuning in. We got a couple commenters. We got an emoji wave from Instagram. So we're on all platforms, including Instagram, YouTube. Right. Adam needs a red mic topper.
You see, Adams stick together, and that's why the Adam population is growing rapidly.
Right. You know what's really funny? Adam from Anchor has a jacket in red, and you do not. So yeah. I think that is
we've established I don't have anything. We can move on very quickly.
Right. Well, Jose, bring us back on topic with yes, sir, PS5 exclusives, pre-emoji.
Yep. So we got a lot of comments pouring in. Will Sony raise prices of their all-in like Xbox Live. Adam, what do you
think
think?
I think that's maybe like the PlayStation Plus subscription tiers. I think they will. I think they'll do it slowly and just quietly like they did last time. It's very expensive for what it is now, but they make so much money from subscriptions, more than hardware. So yeah, expect PS6 comes around, there'll be a new tier of PlayStation Plus, which will be even more expensive and offer slightly more perks.
Hey, maybe that'll be called Ultra as well. So that is the naming scheme these days. But over the weekends, speaking of, going the ultra distance, Kevin and I worked on Saturday. I don't know if you call this working. We got to play with some Legos. So Lego Star Wars Smart Play, that was like the hottest topic at CES. If you tuned into our live show, we talked about it. We gave it one of our CES awards, one of these big trophies right here. This is, don't look at 2023 because it's just a leftover from a couple years ago when we first started. But yeah, they got a trophy for this Smart Play brick, and this is some footage Kevin shot of some of the cool Lego Star Wars crossover action that they've been doing. They've been doing a lot of Star Wars stuff over the years, but this one's interactive. Kevin, tell me about this. We had a lot of fun. Right. It was one block away. Our office is centrally
literally
located
on the other side of the block. So what you're seeing here is like that's literally the smart brick system. You just plug in those little bricks. You can have a lightsaber fight. You'll have lights. They'll have like the sound of the lightsabers going against each other, clashing. And obviously there can only be one victor when it's the Duel of the Fates. And I lost the first round against my
you and
partner.
Angelica are playing right here.
Yeah.
And not only did you lose, you lost within seconds.
Yes, I lost within seconds, yes.
That
just
is...
knocked over. But I won the second time with Darth Vader.
Sure. You win.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, baby.
No, I tried to take some footage of it the first time he was doing that little lightsaber battle, and I was like, I didn't get a chance to hit record.
It just happened so fast. Okay.
Like, oh man.
Sorry, I didn't last, Matt.
Okay. Anyway, that is tons of fun.
Yeah.
It kind of brings Legos to a new generation that is like overly stimulated by their iPads. I compared it to this, and the person at Lego agreed with me. It feels like laser tag, but in Lego form, because you had two people could have a Star Destroyer type of ship that they've built, and you're going back and forth with like little lasers. You tap the button because you have the Lego brick in each one, and it actually counts, who hit who with like some directional sensory abilities. And I thought that was pretty cool. So it did remind me of laser tag in Lego form. So that is a neat thing with this Smart Play brick that's coming to Lego Star Wars, and just, I guess, normal Legos, but this is licensed interaction that they're doing. So
the big thing is expandable. It's not just for Star Wars. It'll adapt to whatever playset that works with it. So like there's a Cops and Robber one where if you put it in the back of the cop car, the cop will just be sleeping on his own. And then if you throw in the robber, he'll suddenly wake up and start yelling at the cop. And then there's other play sets where like Cantina, if you plug it into like the singer, as soon as you start moving around, the singer will start singing minifig-ish. And depending on how fast you move, it'll speed up the song, the tempo of the song.
Very cool. Yeah, there's lights and sounds to these. So definitely something that will get kids building, because you're still building a Lego set, but you plug a brick in to the play set and it suddenly becomes interactive. Very neat to see. Some of the sets come with these bricks, some of them do not. So you'll want to start with a starter set that has bricks so that you have the ability to use them throughout your different Lego sets. So yeah, smart tags, smart bricks, and smart minifigs, all interactive, coming to a Lego store near you. So we'll get some hands-on time with that stuff as soon as we get it in, and hopefully one of us will build it. It's gonna be Kevin.
We'll just make Kevin do that, I think.
Okay, great. I love it.
Okay, so let's go on to Nintendo is suing the U.S. government. It's not Nintendo of America, but Nintendo versus America. We're seeing Nintendo say that the tariffs are unlawful because the U.S. government was declared to have unlawfully, forced these tariffs. And Nintendo wants their money back. Adam, take us through this because you're our American legal representative.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
You're our barrister.
He knows our
that
laws
the
better
term?
than us.
Yeah. I was an ex. I've got a law degree. I used to work for Nintendo. This is the story for me.
Go for it.
Nintendo is a notoriously litigious company. If you create a Nintendo Switch out of cardboard in South America, you will be sued, and they will take everything you own, and rightly so. No, basically, they do have a habit of shutting people down, and they're very protective over their IP. But this is a different case. This is specifically against the U.S. government, and they're unlawful. I'm going to put that in quotation marks because that's what Nintendo's alleging. They're unlawful tariffs. Isn't that just great AI work by me? Look at them. Trump versus Mario, the battle of the decade. Look at him go. He's fighting the cause for the Japanese company.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, yeah, those tariffs that were introduced in February last year, I believe it was now, Nintendo has now, after the Supreme Court ruling has kind of said that they were illegal, Nintendo's come with its bag out saying, look, you cost us a lot of money. We paid a lot in tariffs. The Nintendo Switch 2 launch was even impacted by those tariffs and delayed. And we also saw a subsequent price rise on the Nintendo Switch, OLED, blah, 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 you name it, to make up for these deficits. And they basically said, we want our money that we paid and we want interest, which is very Nintendo-like. They basically said that the US government were in violation of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977, which we all know very well, and that's why they're entitled to a refund of the tariffs paid since February 2025. That'll be a lot of money for Nintendo. Will they win? I don't know. You guys probably know better about that than I will. But it's interesting to see that Nintendo is taking this seriously and gone, okay, we've got the green light. It's been ruled illegal. You cost us millions. We want those millions back plus extra.
Yeah, this is something that Nintendo is known for. They sue everybody and anybody that they can. So obviously, they're going to try to recoup as much money as possible from these tariffs. They're basically first in line. The first company I've heard of that is outright suing the government for getting that money back. And yeah, this is might become a trend. And I feel like we're all pawns in the game because we had to pay extra. And if they successfully sue, that's coming out of our tax dollars.
Yeah, and the thing is, if they win, it's not like Nintendo going to turn around and go, hey, we won all that money from tariffs, here's lower prices. They're just not going to do that. It's just going to, the prices will stay the same. Most people have already paid the iron price up front. It only benefits Nintendo's shareholders, really, and their bottom line.
Nintendo is so litigious that I reposted, you know how you can repost a video and it has the credit to the original company or original account that posted the video? Yeah. So it was embedded from them. They did like a soft copyright strike on Twitter, on X.
Really?
Right? I'm like, but I just basically retweeted it. And I'm like, now you're going after me. Nothing happened from it.
Here's a really unique anecdote, which I think only I could share. But when I was working at Nintendo in a place called Niederrad in Frankfurt, they have a football team, Frankfurt, called Eintracht Frankfurt, right? And Nintendo had a box at Eintracht Frankfurt. And you could enter a raffle to win and go watch the game. And they had a nice little box with there was a Switch in there, some artwork and stuff. It was cool. And I remember going to the game and the away fans had this big flag. And for some reason, this flag had like Mario on it, like dressed as like one of their like ultra fans. And I remember just looking across, just like seething from the Nintendo box thinking, I'm going to sue you guys to oblivion. I'm going to report you. Obviously I didn't, but that's how it felt because you do get sucked into this whole like let's protect Nintendo with every last breath in our bodies.
Adam, come to Times Square. We often go there for launch events when we have to traverse through the worst place in New York City. There are Nintendo characters. that dress up and try to take pictures with you. I don't think those are authorized either.
No.
I just get that sinking feeling,
Just
Book me a flight. I'll shut them down tomorrow.
Yeah.
right? Speaking of which, speaking of flying out, how close are you to Manchester from where you live?
An hour and nearly 2 hours.
Just curious. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm visiting your neck of the woods twice this year, so stay tuned for
Okay.
information on that. Yeah, but you're not a Manchester United fan, are you?
No, but I have. If we're talking football, I have been to their stadium and watched them lose. No, they drew actually, which is
We're
good.
talking soccer, so I don't know. Understand?
I was gonna say talking football, and he's like
Right.
referencing these weird teams.
Or
Wow.
Don't do this. You lost that fight a long time ago. It's football.
no, who has FIFA this year? So
True.
that's coming up. All right, so from Nintendo, we go to another gaming related. This is more hardware based. Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and Steam Controller, all coming from Valve. New entry into the console market. I feel like when someone exits, i.e., Microsoft, even though we just said they're going to have their last gasp, I'm just counting them out right now. Valve had or has some early 2026 plans. Now it's gotten pushed back. Give us the release date updates, Adam, because this is all has to do with the AI boom and the memory crisis that's out there. We're seeing consumer products to deal with consumer tech. We're seeing some of the stuff shelved. We're seeing some of the stuff postponed. This one's going into the postponed, delayed column. When can we actually expect Valve to come out with its headset, its video game console, its new controller, and the ability to have a Steam Deck 2?
Yeah, it's such a shame this Ramageddon memory crisis has happened, because we should technically have the Steam Machine in our home, or at least the Steam controller. It was looking like it was going to be a Q1 release date, so very early in the year. Then Valve released, the inevitable statement saying, we're not quite sure when it's going to come out because of the storage, the memory issues, but it's coming. And then a lot of people looked at that and kind of concluded that, could it be even slipping to 2027, which would be obviously a huge delay. But then Valve came back. They kind of edited the blog post after it went live after publication, which basically said it is all of the three products. That's the Steam Frame, their VR headset, the Steam Machine, and the Steam Controller. They're all shipping this year. When this year, we still don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of people before the crisis took place said Valve will have got all their memory up front. They'll have their numbers. They'll be able to do this and that. But it just doesn't work like that. And we've also seen Steam Decks sell out in the US because they can't keep making new units. It's just costing everyone loads of money. And eventually it's going to impact price, never mind the release date. I was hoping for a $699, $799 from the entry-level Steam Machine. I don't think that's possible anymore. And that makes it a much harder sell for me if it's over $1,000, but we'll see. But is it easy to predict when they're going to release it? I think sooner rather than later has to be the strategy, because again, like we said, Microsoft has come out. They told you what they're going to do. You guys need to get this out early, make people buy this instead of Project Helix, get people cemented in your ecosystem, and then they'll stay with the Steam Machine. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, we'll see when they roll it out, but it's just everybody in the tech community is kind of in this pause, wait and see moment. So we'll see what's happening there. Something that's interesting is that some of the cheaper devices that don't require more memory and storage are releasing first. We saw this with the Nothing Phone 4a and the 4a Pro. Instead of coming out with a flagship device, part of the reason they're not going, chasing the flagship competition is because it's easier to release a budget product. We see this currently with the Google Pixel 10a. It's not very different from last year's phone, the Google Pixel 9a. Max, you did a review on this budget phone from Google, and a little bit disappointing. You termed this in the rundown sheet, reheated leftovers.
That's all this is. This is the Google Pixel 9a from last year with a new color and a flat camera bump. That's the review. The cameras are exactly the same. The processor's the same. It's the same Tensor G4. The screen's the same. It's like a little bit brighter this time. It's a little bit stronger. Okay, like nice, whatever. The storage didn't go up. Like
So therefore, price drop?
No.
No.
Still the same, $499. No Pixel Snap either. I just feel like I need to mention that.
Yeah, the iPhone 17e has MagSafe. The 16e didn't before, so that's an upgrade. Nothing from Google. Nothing.
No, it's just another like budget Pixel phone that Google made available.
Who do they think they are? Samsung?
I know.
There you go. That's a little big. Not having MagSafe or Pixel Snap or something magnetic in 2026 is becoming an oversight, especially on the flagship level. But the budget level, I mean, if Apple's doing it, you guys can too.
I was going to say, like, definitely at this point, I think it's just time for everybody to adapt it. Maybe Google didn't see Apple adding it. Maybe they just thought, oh, there's like no way that they're going to do it, so we just won't do it. But like, I don't know, it would have been kind of nice. I would have liked that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Let's kind of wrap up the show. It is a spring day. It feels like a summer day in New York City.
That's fantastic.
64 degrees.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
right?
same.
Remember that cold snap that happened?
Oh my God.
Distant memory. So
64 degrees. You'd die if it was 64 degrees.
What is that? Is that boiling for you?
I was like, well, 100 is boiling, but yeah,
100
your enzymes denature at like 50 degrees, so you would die here.
Oh, what a backward.
It's like
land.
a different planet over there.
It is.
Like, what is Celsius anyway? What does that even mean?
No, I would do
Fahrenheit.
Kelvin before I did Celsius.
Same.
So yeah.
At least Kelvin makes sense, kind of.
Well, Adam, thank you for joining us. I know it is an hour earlier than usual for you, but I appreciate everybody being on the show. Yeah. So let's wrap it up there. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to have a short week this week, but we're going to cap off Tuesday and Wednesday. It's Mario Day tomorrow, March 10th. That's MAR10. There'll be tons of deals, tons of surprises. There you go. There's a little Nintendo sound effect from the Mushroom Kingdom. But we will have costumes, or at least some of us will. Adam's going to go digging into his closet and see what he can prepare. All right. Talk to you guys later. And we are out. See you in 23 hours.
Peace.
See ya.